Welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Bitcoin. Let's get into the charts and see what's going on. Okay, so what we were looking for here was potentially looking for a fifth wave to the downside. And we're looking at this as a possible fourth wave, looking for that continuation down. So we did have a move to the downside here. The problem is the way that this move has actually played out is in a three-wave move. So this means that we have a couple of possibilities here again. It could be the fact that we're forming something like a diagonal here, where we could be forming a contracting diagonal where we could form this as a wave one. We get a three-wave move up as a wave two, another three-wave move down as a wave three, four, and five, and form some kind of a contracting diagonal. Obviously, we don't have a lot of information here at the moment, but I am looking out for this. What I want to see is if we do continue to face rejection here between this 27,770 to this 27,466. And what I'll be looking for at a one-to-one of this move, or for the current low that's been set here, is that potentially we could see a one-to-one move up towards this 27K, 833. We could see this would also bring us back into these highs. So this is why I want to be looking out for, if we do get a bigger move up into this area, potentially what we could see is a three-wave structure and then a break to the downside. Okay, so with that said, there is another way of looking at this. We could argue that potentially we are still within the fourth wave. So I'm going to go over a couple of the things we were talking about yesterday. We were looking for the possibility of having a breakout. Obviously, we've come down and we've taken this low, so this is no longer valid. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and get rid of that. We were talking about that possibility of a breakdown. We're going to go over that in a second. But we were also talking about this possibility of having a B wave. And we did say that if we break this low and come down towards this 26,941 area, potentially we could have a flat correction here. So I'm just going to clean this up a little bit because it is busy and I'm going to talk about this move now. So what I'm looking out for here is the possibility that we actually formed something like this rather, where this move to the upside was an A, this move to the downside is a B, and that possibly we're looking to form a C wave to the upside. So if this is the case, what I'm looking out for here is basically to see whether we get a move up towards this higher zone here. So looking for a potential C wave to the upside. If this is the case, what we could actually be looking at here is the possibility of that this is a wave one here, and we could actually have either completed a corrective move here as a wave two, and we're looking for a wave three to the upside, in which case we'd want to see a move up towards this zone of this 27,835 for a wave three, look for a wave four and a wave five to the upside. So some areas of interest with this as a flat correction would be higher up here, really is where I'd want to see this go, but potentially one to one is the minimum that I'd be looking for here. We can get a truncation, in which case would mean that we have a running flat, which would possibly mean then that we have a C wave that's completed here rather, and that we could start to break down from this point. However, then less common than the expanding flat. So, I'm still on the lookout for the possibility to extend Archer. So I'll be looking for this potential of this flat for as long as we actually hold this low here of this 26,942. For as long as we hold that level, potentially what we could see here is continuation to the upside here. And if this is the case, what we'd be looking for then would be that possibility of actually moving up towards this 27,835, looking for a fourth and a fifth. If this does extend out, that 1.618, which is a common area of travel, would actually be higher up here towards this 28,268. So the key thing here is at the moment we just have correct the structure down, and I'm actually going to come into the 30 minutes here. The way I'm currently looking at this is that potentially within here we have this as a W into here, so basically a flat into this low, an X wave, and then possibly could have another ABC to the downside. So for as long as we actually maintain this high here of this 27,460, I'm looking out for that potential that we could see this C wave down towards this 27K region, which would then bring us back down towards this 0.786, which would be down here at this 27,077 area. So if we do see something like this, what I'd then be looking for is possibly this move looking to actually start from here. So like I said, really, as long as we hold this 26,942, this idea of actually getting a bigger flat correction here does still, does still survive. If we start to lose that low, however, though, it would be possible that we are doing something else and actually starting to break down in a bigger way here, or we are forming that diagonal pattern to the downside. So this is what I'm looking out for here. If we manage to hold this 27,000 area, I mean, this move to the upside is looking potentially impulsive, but we still only have three waves. What I want to see is something like this, a five-wave structure, coming back down, finding support somewhere in this area, and then looking to form a move like this, where we form a bigger five-wave move, where this becomes 1, 2, this all becomes wave 3, 4, and 5. So the target I want to hit for this is this 27,835. But what we need to be careful of is if we just get a move like this, A, B, and C, we could actually see a C wave come into this zone and fail to develop this fourth wave. So we need to just wait for that confirmation. It would be I mean, the area that the 382 retracement would be on top of this move again, so that would be an interesting little area. We'll have to keep an eye on this. If we are looking to push up here, what I want to see is this five-wave move form, and then basically this low get taken out. If we do that, that confirms the flat here. If it finds support again higher up, and we form this as a B, and then potentially looking for a C wave up, we'd have to then argue that within the structure potentially we've looked to complete already. But the problem is we only have a three-wave move down. This is why I'm just being a little bit suspicious of it, and that possibility of a flat is still on the cards here, where we could see this have a C wave to the upside. So like I said, as long as we hold this 26,942 area, we could look for potential to actually get that bigger push up here. But we need to be just careful of a three-wave move up, because that could then either put us in that potential of a diagonal pattern possibly, or we could even see something like this from further back here. This is A, this is B, potentially a C wave, a D wave, and then an E wave, something like this, forming a triangle here. In which case we would then look to obviously break down at the end of that triangle, but we don't have enough touch points to confirm it. What we'd want to see is basically another move up here in the three waves. Want to see another move down in three waves, and then another move up for that E wave, potentially looking to complete it like that. Um, we could argue that potentially there's a smaller triangle where this is A, B, C, D, and then we're forming a three-wave move here, and we'll reject off of that. But we'll have to just take it one step at a time and see what happens. If we fail to take this high here, and we just form a three-wave move up, and then we form a five-wave structure to the downside, then I would be looking at this triangle possibility as my best interpretation of it. However, if we do continue to find support in this zone, or start to move up in a bigger five-wave structure like this, looking for this 27,835. This would be my best interpretation at that point. Okay, so one thing I just want to talk about here is obviously there is always the potential we could get a direct breakdown. So within this, what we were talking about yesterday was looking for a five-wave move like this, but the problem is we actually came up too high here, and we actually overlapped with this wave one. So it is technically possible that we could say that, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 as a expanding diagonal, in which case we could be looking for a wave two. So that's still viable, but that would mean that we'd have to, I'm just going to get rid of that. If that's the case, and we're looking at a diagonal pattern, what we'd want to see is something like this play out. We'd want to see this move basically hold underneath these highs, and we'd want to see this become 1, 2, and then we'd want to see a bigger drop down for that C wave. So if we do just get, a three-wave move up here, this keeps this alive as well. If, however, we fail to break back above this 27,720, what we need to be careful of is the fact we could have further extension here, where this has actually become 1, 2, another 1, 2 here, and then we're actually looking to break down even deeper. So this would only stay, viable for as long as we stay below this low here. I was just looking at this internal structure. This move to the upside is currently only a three-wave move, and we haven't taken this high, but it is looking quite likely that we are going to. So this is potentially going to invalidate the secondary yellow count here, But if we fail to actually take this zone of this 27,459 and we break down in a bigger way, looking for this area of this 26,914, what we could have is that possibility of a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So we've already broken back above the 786, which make this less likely. But what we need to just keep an eye on is whether we actually continue this move up. If we fail to continue pushing to the upside here, then it's possible that this move could still break down from these lows. If we break down to that 26,914 area, what I'd be looking for is a fifth wave potentially down towards this 26,812 to this 26,874 area. And then looking out for that potential of additional structure here, where we have this as a 1, 2, another 3, 4, 5, which could take us towards this 26.7 area, this lower range here, 26.8 to 28.67. The bigger confirmation of this, though, would actually be a move down below this zone of this 26,169. So that would give us a bigger, a bigger drop here, where this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then we'd have another 1, 2 up here, another fourth, and a fifth. So this is all possible for as long as we fail to take these highs. Again, if we do break this high here of this 27,726 and this 28,000 area, then I'd be looking for that possibility of that flat. If that flat fails to develop, or we get a 5-wave move up, which then finds support above these levels again, that could indicate that this move to the downside is actually completed, and we could be looking for that possibility of having that bigger B wave to the upside, which would be looking at something like this. A rejection towards this zone here of this 29,600. Actually, this needs to change now if this is the case. Let's change this back. That would mean that we completed into this low here. So our rejection zone would be between this 28,910 to this 30K region. So if we do get just a 3-wave structure up here, this would then be making me look out for further rejection. If, however, we start to develop 5-wave move up here, something like this, come back down, find support, we could actually be looking to extend to the upside again, or alternatively form this as an A, a B, and a C, coming up higher into this range. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. As well as that, you'll find affiliate links for both Primex BT and BYBIT down there, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. If you do not have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.